There's something about facing the unknown that makes us feel very uncertain. In fact, what we're facing right now around the earth, not just in America, but this global pandemic, it's really the unknown that's causing many of us to feel that sense of fear. And I think at some point or another, we've all felt it. But fear will use the unknown to produce stress, anxiety, and fear will hijack your imagination so that you will start to assume the worst in any given situation. Can you relate to that statement? I can. There's been times that fear's hijacked my own imagination, and I've let my imagination run wild. And you start to assume the worst scenarios, and you start to assume the worst possible outcomes, and you start to assume that, the worst thing's going to happen, and before you know it, you've lost all of your peace. And you start this cycle of anxiety in your life because fear has hijacked your imagination. Where's it standing? On the platform of the unknown. Examples of the unknown in your life that you might relate to. You might get an unexplained pain in your side. And when you feel that pain, your thought is, wait a minute, what is that? What causes that pain? And then, Lord have mercy, the worst thing we could do is we Google it. WebMD, and we're trying to diagnose the pain in our side. And then you start, have you ever done that? And then you read what it could be, and all of a sudden you went from bad to worse. It's like a bad prescription medicine commercial. Like, I did this to feel better, but now I feel worse. It's the fear of the unknown. Sometimes fear of the unknown manifests itself through the silence of your husband or your wife. They came home at the end of the day and they were kind of quiet. And their silence produced a sense of anxiety. And fear takes your imagination. And you start to wonder, what's wrong with my husband or my wife? Why aren't they talking? Why are they quiet? Are they angry with me? Are they dissatisfied? And before you know it, if fear has its way, by the time you get to the end, you're convinced that they're out there seeing somebody else, they're talking to somebody else, and they're dissatisfied with their marriage, when in reality, maybe they just had a tough day or they had a tough conversation with their boss. It's the fear of the unknown. If your child comes home 10 minutes late, fear of the unknown will take over your heart. Before you know it, you start running through scenarios in your mind. And I think the obvious one is this coronavirus. It's really the fear of the unknown. Much of this fear is fear of the unknown. What does this mean? What does this mean for us as a country? Let's be honest. It's the fear of the unknown. That's why grocery stores' shelves are empty this morning. It's fear of the unknown. That's why, I'll tell you what, the fear of the unknown will hijack your imagination to the point that even though this is a respiratory disease, you'll buy toilet paper.